pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, item 2.03, approval to adopt the agenda for this evening. Motion and second, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Diller, second by Mr. Walker. Any questions, discussions, additions, requested deletions to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it and so moved. Board announcements, recognitions, and reports. Looks like we're going to have fun tonight before we do our boring reports, Mr. Bigger.
Yes, we are.
3.01.
Okay, so if you remember last year, we had someone here with 45 years of experience working for the school district. And so, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. We started Years of Service Awards last year, and we're continuing that. We had our opening day in service. Yesterday, we honored those new to the district, 10 years of service. They receive a canvas of their school they're in. 20 years of service, they get a blanket. 30 years of service, they get their name out here in the admin building on a brick. And then we kind of stopped there, but last year we thought was an anomaly with someone with 45 years of experience. But yet, here we are with someone else with 45 years of experience that didn't want to come yesterday in front of all of the staff, but was willing to come here. So thank you for coming here, and I want to recognize this person today, and then there's people here to speak about her. That's Sue Bumball, 45 years bus driver experience in the Chambersburg School District. And I know there's people here to talk about her too. So Craig, why don't you come on up a little bit? I wonder how many miles Sue has driven in 45 years. Do you have any mileage numbers on your bus?
No.
No? I'm sure you could. So come on up if you would, please. While she's coming up, we have a permanent dedication to her that will hang in our lobby next to the other person, and that will stay there for eternity. And this is all about Sue. Here, hold that. So we're going to embarrass you a little bit. So come on, let's get pictures. Come on over here. You got this on one hand. We got this on the other. Done yet? You got stuff to say about you.
I don't know, it might just be me.
There's other people here.
Oh, that's good then.
May I sit down?
No?
I probably don't need this. So when we were asked, I think Sue had corrected me, I think it's more than actually 45 years.
Oh, okay.
I think it's close to 47 years because of some substitute things like that and stuff that she has done early.
Before we had records that.
There you go. You know, it is truly an honor, you know, for somebody who's been here and dedicated their life basically to education, to transporting students. You know, there's over 4 generations that she has transported safely, year after year, ice, rain, snow, sleet. She's always been there. She's been a constant presence in the department. I've only worked with her for almost 7 years now. But there's other people here that have worked with her for many, many more years than I. You know, Sue didn't want to do it yesterday. She really didn't want to do it today. She's going to be mad at me for this. That's okay. She'll get over it. But then,
You're going to finish the year out, right? You're going to finish the year out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
you know, I think the biggest thing is that for somebody who doesn't feel that she deserves it is exactly why she deserves this honor. 45 years being a constant presence in children's life. We're the first ones to see the kids, the last ones to see the kids. Sue always has a smile on her face every day, regardless whether we do or not. And the kids love her. She loves the kids. She knows all the kids. There's sometimes she tries to give me directions that I don't understand. She's old school to where turn at this tree, turn at this rock. I don't know those things. But Sue has been great in our department. The kids love her, the families love her. She's the perfect, really, employee for us. Perfect bus driver, and we're very lucky to have her. So if anybody else wants to say anything, I don't know who's all here, but
Anybody else?
put people on the spot.
You've been on the same route the whole time?
Yeah, basically.
The same route.
Wow.
So the kids, the parents, the grandparents,
Wow.
she's transporting.
Different generations, I tell you that.
And do you prefer?
Members, I had your father, and I had all the.
What route?
What route?
Oh,
What area?
That was on Fine Spring Road that I picked up the numbers right when you turn there to come from that way.
Okay.
She basically runs Thadville Elementary and out in that area. So
And do you prefer the stick shift bus or do you like the new one?
Oh, I love the new ones.
You love the new one? Okay. All
Well,
right.
listen, I have a story to tell you.
Okay. All right.
First year I drove a school bus. I was coming off of Route 30, turning onto Palm Spring Road, and it was bitter
Yeah.
cold that morning. I don't need that credit. It was so cold, and just when I went to push that clutch in and change that gear, the clutch fell out, and it fell to the floor. Poor Jeff had to come out and lay on the road to get that brake because he was getting it back.
Oh, my. First year.
No, it was a cold winter. No, it was
Okay.
about the third winter.
And no,
And then that year I got a new bus.
no ever accidents. You're perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
Well, our last 45-year service winner just retired, so we hope you keep going.
No, I'm only gonna finish this year out.
Okay. All right.
No.
No. All right. Congratulations, Sue. We appreciate you. Well, to follow that up, which I don't think we can do, but we're going to try, we have Megan from the Pennsylvania School Boards Association here to recognize our school district. So Megan, could you come up, please? You set stuff there, can you? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you again. My name is Megan Orrick. I'm the Chief Membership Officer with the Pennsylvania School Boards Association, and I'm pleased to be here on behalf of PSBA, our governing board, staff, and the entire association to celebrate Chambersburg Area School District as a great Pennsylvania school. This honor recognizes schools that demonstrate their commitment to academic rigor, community resilience, and financial health. We applaud you for your dedication in all of these areas. Your students are both successful and challenged by your district's curriculum, which drives student engagement. Your innovative school programming, plus a variety of honors and awards, like we just witnessed from Sarah, congratulations, celebrate student success while fostering a sense of belonging and connection to the school community. The robust extracurricular activities that are offered in your district help your students develop into well-rounded individuals. Your district demonstrates the importance of caring for students holistically through emergency preparedness and mental health support. While offering these many benefits for your students, you remain grounded in financial health through budget development, financial audits, and bid requirements. This achievement is an opportunity for Chambersburg to promote public education excellence within your community. Congratulations once again, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of such an important milestone at your school district. Today I brought with me a box of swag. We got t-shirts, bumper stickers, pins, all kinds of goodies for everyone to share to help you continue the celebration in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. But now I'd like to take the opportunity to take a quick photo with a banner that I brought to honor your district that you can hang in a location of your choosing within your district so that everyone that passes by will know that you guys are a great Pennsylvania school.
So board members, could you come out front? Yep. And we have a spot, by the way. Remember I said Larry Redding came to visit? He said, I watched your board meeting, you need something back there. So it's going to go right between the flags.
Probably show up in person.
Okay.
Chris, we get to. Okay, right, we're good.
Everybody, big smiles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Couple more. Alright, one more. Big smiles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it. Thank
I had no idea. I just happened to be in a school. I didn't know way of knowing.
Megan. Hey.
That's a nice show of support. Oh. It's wonderful. She's had the kids. She must have started her kids like 19. What's wrong?
So you're going to try to be 47 years.
Well, Mr. Bigger, we have a tough act to follow.
We do. We
But
do.
You get to go first.
I do, thank you. I'm not one to necessarily always highlight or try to brag about the Chambersburg School District, but I felt after tonight I might as well continue the bragging a little bit. So a little bit looking back, Chambersburg School District did receive the infrastructure grant to help with the roof costs at Scotland and Fayetteville Elementary School. That was about $1 million. In addition, we got the solar grants for both those schools as well at $400,000 each, or 40% of the cost of the project. So I want to thank the facilities director and the business office for writing those grants and actively seeking those. That can be almost $2 million savings to the district. We did receive the Great Schools designation. I put that out there to our team. We all put some information in. Bev Lang did a lot of the heavy lifting to get the application complete. We all edited it, and we were very thankful we received the Great Schools designation. And that was a broad look at our school district. You had to meet certain requirements, and we met every one of them. So congratulations to the school district. Food service served 20,000 meals this summer. That exceeded their summer meals, typically around 16 to 18,000. So they were happy to increase participation. Summer school pass rates went up to 89%. And if you remember, we used to pay for summer school. This past summer, we did not. So we did see an increase in pass rates. We had less participation, but better return pass rates. about 125 students in extended school year in the summer, and a STEM camp that served over 50 students. Another highlight, the special education audit, which the team and everybody is very proud of. When you say we did a good audit or achieved that, they had 929 files pulled and were compliant in 921. That's a 99% compliance rate. And in special education, that's about impossible to do. So we're very proud of the special education department and all the administrators for the work to get to that rating. That's not easily done. That's a lot of work and effort. The downtown center, the CEC Center, is seeing about 100 appointments a month. Don't go down now. Please don't go down tomorrow. Everybody's trying to register last minute, but that program and that building has certainly exceeded expectations on what we thought it would do. Very proud of that center. Year 2 of Kickstart to ease students into kindergarten is happening this year, and we continue to get great reviews from parents on the transition to kindergarten. We saw about a $400,000 reduction in our legal bills last year, and that's thanks to everybody working together to solve problems rather than just fighting and arguing sometimes over legal issues. There was a 40% reduction in CASH's disciplinary incidents last year, partly because of the program at the end of the hallway, we call it here, that BSBCA grant. I believe that Kurt wrote to bring 3 programs at the end of the hallway was a big part of that, plus Smart Pass and just a lot of effort in the high school to reduce behavior incidents. I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to stop there. I think the next couple board meetings will have an academic performance report and some other data that we're seeing is positive, but we also have certainly some data with some concerns as well. But let's keep the momentum moving forward and let's keep the excitement. End of report.
Thank you, Mr. Bigger. 3.04 President's Report. As was mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago, tomorrow is the test bus run. So just folks know that I think is a great thing. Great segue with Mrs. Boomball here tonight as we recognized her. But my public service announcement to everyone is, yes, this is a practice run Wednesday, but soon the buses are going to be full of our students. So, don't get used to the past 3 months on your way to work that you didn't have to stop for a bus, because now you're going to have to. So think about it, be cautious, be cognizant, and if you have to, just simply leave early, give yourself some extra time. Other item I want to talk about this evening is finances again, and finances in regards to schools of distinction by 2030. To the board, whenever we get to the end and for our new business, one item I want to bring up with the board then is talk about this, how we brand this rascal maybe a little better. I know I've been mentioning that a lot. We'll talk about that some more. But I've often referenced the presentation by Mr. Fry back in the April Committee of the Whole meeting. There will be a new presentation, updated presentation, I should say, not new, updated presentation next month on the financing end of schools of distinction. For the past several months, it's been a very intentional, scheduled approach as we roll out more and more of what these projects look like. If you think back 6 months ago, we were really talking about 2 buildings. It's always been 3 buildings. What I liked best about I keep saying last week, last board meeting was, on the view of the campus out on Route 11 North, you could see those 2 buildings, and then there's still 1 more building. The number I keep throwing around is $240 million. I hope and pray it doesn't go over that, and we would all love if it's under that. But the other segue, as Megan was here from PSBA, when, as Chambers School District got recognized, I thinking, well, really, that's our students and that teachers. It's not necessarily the board. Okay, we're just a component of that. But she mentioned about our financial position. Now that does go directly to the board and the administration, that we can maintain a financial position. You've heard it from Mr. Fry and his team. I'm sure we'll probably hear it next month, that our financial position helps us with these bond ratings. But down to some numbers. Right now, as we sit here today, Chambersburg School District pays $11.7 million, with an M, per year in debt service. By the time we are done with these buildings, it is going to be over $26 million per year. This was based on, again, the April numbers, which included a $200 million borrowing. Think about the math and what I just said. That's $40 million short of what we hope the top number is. Maybe it comes in at $200 million, then we're really happy. But anyway, between now and when we finish the borrowing just for these 3 buildings, our annual debt service is going to more than double. That 11.7 million is going over 26 million, or 15 million more than what it currently is. That's only 5 years away. And how do you raise $15 million in annual additional expense in 5 years? There's a lot more to be done with this board financially. Mr. Walker has mentioned it, and thank you, Lance, he has said about, my idea about when we started this 1%. Well, it wasn't Ed Norcross's idea. Bill Leonard's was right with me on this, and I continue to recognize Bill for that when we started this. Now, the good news is we did start early. The other good news is I think the numbers are going to look better here next month. And as Chris and I were just talking about it earlier this evening, there was a bit of a fallacy in those numbers of how we account for the previous 3 years of 1% when we didn't have this new debt service. So that's going to help us and hopefully offset any of this 40 million more. But it's a lot. The other error I made, and I made it last week, I said the tax increase in some subsequent years is over 2%. That was wrong. It was 1.5%, 1.6%. It's 2.2 mils. Just another simple math for you. 1 mil is around 800,000. However, 1% is not 1 mil. We're at 1.33 now, or 135, 136 tax rate. So 1% tax increase gives the district about 1 million a year. I think we're going to see next month, or maybe need 8 million more to go. So 8 million over the next 5 years. Do the math. 1.5% per year, and hopefully we find some other things. The other thing we have to be cognizant of, and last meeting I mentioned a friend who remains anonymous. This meeting I'm going to mention another friend who doesn't have to remain anonymous, because I think he's a friend to Chambersburg School District, and that's the late Carl Barton. My friend Carl was a very good mentor for me when I was a new school board member. And Carl was, the seasoned school board member. And I would often ask Carl questions, and he would always provide me those of you who know Carl, a very thorough, detailed history explanation. So, and one story Carl shared with me one time, and this would have been in the early 2000s, when there were grant monies coming. I'm going to segue back to something Chris said about the program at the end of the hallway that Mr. Woodman helped us get the grant for. Well, in the early 2000s, there was additional grant monies coming on. And that was great, and everyone was happy. We'll always take free money. But what was happening with these grants, the annual money was being taken away. So it wasn't neutral, it was still a little bit of a gain. However, once the grants dried up, now it was a double whammy. The annual amount had gone down and the grants went away. And that was some tough times in the mid-early 2000s for everyone. We talked about adequacy funding, which is part of helping us with this Schools of Distinction, and a lot of other things we're doing around here. One thing that we're going to end up losing here soon is federal Title I grant money. Right? I'm sure there's no one at this table or no one in this room who's interested in cutting those programs. So we just have to find a way to continue to fund them. Well, we have this great thing called adequacy funding, which is great, but now without Title I, that backs down a little bit. The grant for the program at the end of the hallway, I don't know when that goes away. Any idea?
End of this year.
End of this year. As Chris mentioned, it's been a great program. He recognized it. I doubt if anyone at this table or anyone in this room is interested in ending that program. So for every new dollar we get, whether that's a tax increase or adequacy funding, there's always something else maybe going away that has to offset it. So that's a long lecture on finances, but that was my Carl Barton story with, it's great to get the money, but always be careful of what you're also, keep your perspective of what's going away. So with that,
I do have part of my report I was supposed to send to Tammy related to finances, so if we could go to her first before the next item, that'd be great, Ed.
before, okay,
Before the director reports and assistant superintendent.
okay.
I'll be real quick, I promise. This is just a little bit of a financial update on the cash balances. When we ended the year, as all of you know, or most of you do know, we accrue for 2 months. So basically, the end of June is not the end of June until the end of August. But things did look good on a cash basis at the end of June. Just to put it in perspective, at the end of June in 2024, all of our funds, that includes the general fund, the cap reserve, every fund that we had just a little over 72 million in the funds at that point in time. At the end of June in 2025, we had just under 81 million. So it's showing us that more than likely we're going to increase the fund balance. This growth is primarily driven by a significant increase in the cap reserve. That fund went from 9.5 million to 16.7 million. And again, you'll recall we had some interfund transfers that we did in June. And then also the introduction of the new debt service fund, which had a balance of $6.8 million. We're currently in the middle of the financial audit for 24-25, with the auditors completing most of the small funds. They'll start working on the general fund probably here in the end of August, beginning of September. In terms of the real estate taxes, I'm happy to report that we have started to receive some taxes, especially with the state money not coming in at this point in time. We've collected just around $18.5 million as of August 12th of 25, and that's of the $89.9 million budget that we have for real estate taxes. Also happy to report that it looks like we are going to hit our earned income tax number. If not, we'll be very close. To date, we have collected $22.1 million, or 90% of the 24-25 budget, and that number goes through the end of September that we have to accrue that money back. As you know, that we have not received, the state has not passed a budget, so we have not received any subsidies this current year. And just to give you a kind of perspective of the impact of that, as of July of 24, our general fund balance was $56.1 million. End of July of 25, that was down to $50.6 million. So a reduction of about $5.5 million in the cash balance. And that represents about an $18,000 loss of interest income. So the longer the state withholds funds for us, we're going to see those cash balance kind of inverting and starting to go down. So we're watching that. Right now we're in a good position, but should it go on to, I think the one year it was November, we might have to start talking about some other things. And I did want the board to know that due to the state not passing the budget, we have made a decision not to pay the cyber charter payments until the state passes that budget. And this will help us minimize the impact of the interest income loss.
All right, back on track.
All right. 4.01, do you want to kick that off, Mr. Brigger?
I think, Kurt, you're going to start, and then the directors have some back-to-school updates.
Yes. So good evening. In just a few moments, our directors will be giving you a school opening report on their divisions. This year will be a very busy year for presentations, board updates, and board decisions. We will be working on the following large items where we will be looking for board input, support, and eventual votes and approvals. So, number one, schools of distinction. We're going to begin work on the systems, timeline, and eventual plans by each building leadership team that will be presented for approval. We will be working on a new graduation policy. We will be working on an updated graduation policy that will support all pathways to post-secondary school careers. CMS 2.0. We'll be working on our own version of Ignite and designing colleges using CMS as the location. Our next step is to take a team of teachers to Kentucky as we define, plan, and start to design our own colleges and build our own program. Number 4, reading by third grade policy. It has become evident that we need to create a reading by third grade policy. We will be working with our CSD team on delivering a policy that supports every student reading by the end of third grade. And the last large item, CSD programming, or if you've heard numerous times, modernizing our curriculum. We'll be working on programming for our new 4 to 6 building and our new 7 to 8 building. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our directors for their division reports. We will start off with the elementary division.
Good evening, everyone. Drew Nelson, Director of Early Childhood Education. The elementary team has had a busy and productive summer. Specifically, elementary principals working in new buildings have had time to learn about their schools, staff, and students. Some teachers and staff were even able to come in over the summer to get a head start. We all were talking about it, and we'd like to say thanks to the B&G crew. They've worked hard this summer to get the schools ready for the kids to come back Thursday and our staff to come back this past Monday. The buildings look incredible. We started our hiring process in February. We spoke about that at one of our previous board meetings. It went really well. We have a couple of openings still, and we're interviewing candidates currently. If you reference the enrollment report, you'll see we have over 4,200 students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Of that number, and these numbers fluctuate daily, so of that number, 224 do not attend their home zone school due to using a babysitter. 134 do not attend their home zone school due to using specialized instruction needs. 41 students are oversubscribed. So let's talk a little bit about oversubscription. Oversubscription occurs when there are too many students for a specific grade level. So what we do to help us determine when students are oversubscribed is we have soft caps for each grade level. For example, Marion Elementary, out of their 6 grade levels, 5 of them are capped. That's basically due to construction that's going on there. So we have a large influx of students in Marion specifically. We feel that moving to the new K through 3 elementary school configuration will really help us with the oversubscription numbers that we have. And finally, open house nights. They're kicked off. A couple were last week, some yesterday, some going on right now. Kids are in the schools with their parents, are very excited. They love this time of year. They're very happy and ready to get back to school starting Thursday. Sometimes the parents more so than the students, but everybody will be there Thursday and it'll be a great day. So now we'll hear from Melissa Kashtoff.
I talked to a very large group yesterday, and this one makes me more nervous than that did. All right, first time at the mic. Melissa Kashtoller, Director of Middle Level, grades 4 to 8. Try to recap a super busy month since we've been on the job. Our middle school teams have been working collaboratively with technology, and they have been preparing brand new devices, brand new Chromebooks. So they've all been inventoried and labeled. They're ready to go. The middle level also created faculty and staff and student expectations for use. So faculty and staff received those, and students will get those within the first 2 to 3 days of school. Huge thank you to the technology department. That's a lot to divvy that out, prep those, get those to the buildings way before opening day. So big thank you to them. We appreciate their help. Did you know that middle schools hand schedule all students? So the computer doesn't do it. So we've spent a long time this summer doing that. Homerooms were provided yesterday, Monday, August 18th. Prior to self-guided tours, those took place in both buildings last evening. So students and families have a chance to get their homeroom ahead of time. This is a huge event in the building, and historically, it draws the largest crowd of the year for the middle level. So students and families travel to both buildings. They were open last evening. There isn't a formal talk or presentation. They're allowed to kind of find their way through the building, find the cafeteria, the bus ramp, your homeroom, your team area. It's kind of a last chance effort behind the scenes to find your way, ease the nerves, and just help those kiddos remember, if I get off the bus, the only place I have to remember to go that first day is homeroom. So we had self-guided tours last night, huge crowds of people. Even our returning students go to self-guided tours, believe it or not. They love to kind of meet up with friends and kick off the year even before the first day of school. So we have printed schedules Our students receive their schedules, all students in grades 6 through 8, the first day of school, and parents are reminded that you can also access the schedule. That's Thursday morning. Log on to Sapphire Portal, and those schedules go live for parents that morning. And their child is getting a paper schedule in school that day. Our new student orientations were last week on August 12th and 13th. Again, large crowds of very nervous students and families, but they were well attended. Super proud, particularly proud of our students. They lead group tours. So they volunteer. So a thank you to students and our faculty who volunteer. It's still their summer. Our collective effort made it successful. So professional development, often running this year. We welcome back teachers yesterday. Faculty and staff at both middle schools started the week in a unified joint meeting. This has not happened since before COVID. So it was a really big adventure to kind of unify our kickoff to the year. Our admin team's excited to see the plans for reconfiguration. So we're talking a lot about this. The new 4 to 6 building, the new 7 to 8 building. We have to lean in and kind of rely on the creativity and input from teachers, faculty, and staff. And we're going to work really hard to build that one Trojan community that everyone's talking about. We are excitedly prepared to welcome over 2,200 6th through 8th graders at Camps North and South. The doors will open Thursday morning, and we're proud to announce that we will be ready to greet the classes of 2030, 2031, and 2032. So Thursday morning awaits, and I'll turn it over to Mrs. Deborah Luffy.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deborah Luffy, the Director of 9 through 12 Education. We actually started our preparation for the school year over the summer with our students coming into Cassius for summer workouts, strength and conditioning trainings, and off-season practices. At the end of July, our Trojan band started their fall marching show, which was called One Giant Leap. So hopefully you'll be able to get a sneak peek of that Friday night if you come to the home opener. The start of August began with all of our other athletes returning for heat acclimation and our preseason practices. We had over almost 400 students trying out for a fall sports team, so that is a great turnout for our students. Career Magnet School had their open house last week, where students and families could visit the classrooms and also meet the teachers. There were over 500 family members and students attending that, complete with high fives and food trucks, so it was a grand event. At Cassius, our freshman academy is ready to be reintroduced so that every 9th grader is assigned to a team. And the purpose of that is to make sure that our high school provides a smaller school setting for our students and eases the transition for them from the middle school to the high school. The 9th grade teams consist of an English teacher, math teacher, science teacher, and social studies teacher that will be assigned to a group of students, and they will meet regularly to discuss the students' progress, review data, and then also plan cross-curricular projects for those groups of students. Our 9th grade orientation, which is tomorrow, and we'll be using the buses that are being sent around the district to pick up our 9th graders and bring them to the high school for a full day of fun. But they will be there under the direction of Mr. McNew, who is our 9th grade assistant principal, and link leaders, who are student leaders, who much like at the middle school did tours. At the high school, they're actually going to be doing some link lessons and getting the students acclimated to the high school. So we're excited for that tomorrow. Obviously, administration at both buildings have been busy over the summer planning for meaningful professional development activities ranging from artificial intelligence sessions to block scheduling sessions, safety sessions, and Schoology as well. Cassius will have their open house September 9th, and they'll be using a block party format, which I'm excited to see because that's something new. We did not have that here when I was here several years ago. And obviously, our big thing for this week is the students returning on Thursday. We're looking forward to providing meaningful experiences for our students, both at Cassius and at the Career Magnet School. And finally, the directors, we are all very excited for the opportunity that we will have in October to share with you, the board, our findings and how we plan on developing our entry plans and carrying out the next steps. Thank you very much.
Questions?
Board members, questions for directors or Mr. Bigger?
Yes, if I may, I have a question. First, clarification. So, Drew, you're going to be responsible for elementary, that's grades 1 through?
Okay.
K through 3 when the new configuration
Okay.
starts. But right now, since we have K through 5, I'm still working with 4th and 5th grade, and Melissa and I are working with those teachers.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. And then I'm not sure whether this question goes then to you, Drew, or Melissa, but I was ready to tee it up for Ms. Clever's report or information report on the enrollment summary. And I noticed there was one school that was way over the cap on student enrollment. It looked like maybe Guilford Hills. There was a grade level in there that was like maybe 37 students, but the cap would be 24 or 25. Is that?
There's no grade level or homeroom that has 37. The soft cap, we try to stay within 1 to 2 of the soft cap, and then we start to look at oversubscription and moving students, because when you get past that number, it's just...
Yeah, then I'll take back that question until maybe the report, we take a look at it. Let me see where I got that number.
Were you looking at the middle school?
That might have been from earlier. It was there. An earlier report had a high number on before we added a teacher there. We moved a teacher from one grade to another grade to bring that down. So nothing. If you look at the information summary, I think the highest class size would be a 5th grade class at 28. But our earlier classes, soft caps are like 22 for kindergarten. We stay pretty close to that.
Well, you answered my question, though. Basically, I was wondering what happens when a class size really exceeds the cap, and what measures are taken to kind of mitigate the situation.
So, do you want me to answer that?
I think Kurt.
I think it was a question.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I have a question. Why is the middle school why are middle school students still being hand scheduled?
It's a process that we followed, I think, historically, and we will look at it, and it takes weeks, to be honest. It's how we spend the time in the summer, compiling a data snapshot of all students, looking at multiple data points, multiple criteria, and figuring out, who meets the criteria to be eligible to take algebra in 8th grade. Who would we consider to be eligible for an advanced science course also in 8th grade? Who are our students that are in need of interventions? Instead of allowing the computer to look at a class size number and schedule students in there who may or may not be in need of that extra support, and would afford them the opportunity to take an additional related art class, we make sure that we look at a student as a data snapshot, what they need to be successful. This includes our special education students who are also in need of being scheduled for different courses as extra supports. So it's a big grid, a big puzzle. It's actually, the nerd in me kind of finds it intriguing. And after doing it for so many years, we make sure that we balance out, we even go to the level of balancing out as best we can class sizes among teams, higher performing advanced proficient students, as well as our students who are basic and below basic, and balancing out the teams academically so as to give each teacher a very fair approach to seeing all types of students across the ability spectrum, as well as just an opportunity to keep class size even across homerooms, as well as even boy-girl ratio. So it takes a tremendous amount. If you ever get really bored in the middle of the summer and you would like to see it in action, I know the building administrators at the middle school would love to have some company to do that.
I don't anticipate any boredom, but thank you for that explanation, and thank you for all that work.
Yeah, for sure. That is, wow. Man, in fact, that's great. I think as a board, we need to hear that note. I also think the public needs to know the extent of what kind of work y'all are doing, even in the summertime, right? When the rest of us are doing whatever we're doing, vacationing and pooling and whatever. Thank you. Thanks.
I'd just like to say that I'm really excited about the grade reconfiguration because not only is there over subscription, but there's also under subscription. And we don't hear anything about classes that have 15 students in one building versus 26 in another building. That's going to be significantly reduced whenever we have the larger primary schools. Is that not correct? Mr. Nelson?
That's correct. When we, the new build at Green Village, that'll help take some pressure with the redistricting, and moving some kids around and looking at those lines in the home zones so we can see where we need to shift so those numbers can come down.
I just wanted to point out that not only do we have oversubscription, but there's also the opposite side of that.
You guys have to use the mic so the public can hear you that's not here next time, so it's okay. They're right in front of you.
Thank you.
Now there won't be any questions.
I forget to turn mine on sometimes too, so don't worry. I've been here forever. Other questions? Okay, item 5.01, privilege of the floor for comment on agenda items. One sign-in, but as usual, if you didn't sign in, don't worry, you'll still get an opportunity. Mrs. Jordan, item 7.03, payment of bills.
Before I read my impact statement, I recall under Joe Podasic that we had bond payments, annual bond payments, more than $11 million. It's too bad that those budgets aren't online right now, because I would share that information with you. And I don't like when people try to scare people with money. I've lived through a lot of bonding projects. I'm 73 years old. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to stay here once those schools are built, I promise you, as God willing keeps me alive. Money speaks to me as it should to you. So I went through the bill list you will be approving tonight. I also went through a bill list dated November 15, 2022. Here's what I found. Homeless transportation at a cost of $66,049.25. Imagine now that 298 homeless students had permanent homes to live in. There would be no need for this expenditure. The school district could hire another teacher at a cost of another teacher with that money. I personally know something about being homeless too, and you all know it. Amazon again at a cost of $10,604.49. I wish this school district could find a local vendor who could service the children's needs. Greedy billionaires don't impress me. Barclay, and this goes to your statement about, and I thank you for the legal bills going away because I know they did. Barclay Snyder, LLP, that's to you, Superintendent Bigger. Law firm at a cost of $7,939.68. No bill forthcoming yet for the engineering architectural firms. That was said that you were going to track them. Well, you can track them through the bill list, as I will. Wilmington Trust for a mandated 2020 bond payment of $106,698.38. Good news, lots of local buying on the bill list. That keeps their doors open for business. Lots of trade businesses, plumbing and auto body on the bill list. That keeps their doors open. Now to the business I wish I didn't have to say on any school district's bill list. Penn Virtual Charter School, $21,295.17. CEO makes $792.12 a year. Achievement House Cyber Charter School, $132.17. CEO makes $571,445 a year. Penn leadership.
3 minutes, Mrs. Jordan. Wrap it up,
Okay,
please.
well, you're going to get this in email.
Great.
And this is all going to go to our state lawmakers, because I have another paragraph to read.
All right, Mrs. Jordan,
it
three
involves-
minutes. We look forward to your email.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know. It's
Okay.
all about money.
Thank you. No other members of the audience signed up, but does any other member of the audience wish to speak on an agenda item? Okay, hearing none. Items 7.01 through 7.16, these are consent agenda new items. So with that, same procedure we've been following. Mr. Bigger and your team, are there any of those, really 16 is just approval of the top 15, any of those 15 items that anyone of the administrative team would like to elaborate on?
The only one I'll say is 7-11, just the personnel actions. I want to thank the HR department and all the hiring administrators for the mad rush towards the start of the school year. It was pretty busy, so no need to pull it out. I'm just thanking all the hard work to get people in classrooms and in buses and cafeteria and so on.
Okay, board members, are there any of the 15 items that you would like to vote on separately? Again, now would be the time we would separate those from the other group, because once we have a motion and second, we will vote on all 15, 16 of them at one time. So are there any items, even if you have a question and would like to ask a question specifically on any of those items, now would be a time to pull something off. Or not pull it off, but make it a separate vote. Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion to approve items 7.01 through 7.16?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Haydick, second by Mrs. Gauss. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Second consent agenda section, items that were previously discussed at our last meeting from the Committee of the Whole. Again, administration, any new information or additional clarification?
Nothing at this time from my end.
Board members, any of those first 7 items that you would like to separate out? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve items 8.01 through 8.08?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Gogler, second by Dr. Diller. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it and so moved. Audible here, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Bigger for another recognition or introduction.
I'm not sure. The gifts, grants, and donations? Derek's here. Oh, yeah. Cherie, are you online? Sorry, good catch.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Mr. Bigger.
So would you like to do the introduction for the new person who is in the room?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Bigger. Good evening, school board members. It is my sincere pleasure to introduce to you our newest team member, Mr. Derek Tanis. As already an employee of this district, it is so exciting to promote within our district. He will be our supervisor of specialized services. And I just want to thank you for this opportunity and for your continued support to meet the needs of our students. Mr. Tanis comes with a range of experiences and will bring many new additions to our department to make us even better than what we are. So congratulations, Derek.
He's smiling. Derek, do you want to say anything? This is the opportunity if you would like to just say anything. It's up to you. You don't have to.
Or you have to sing your alma mater, whatever. Either one will work.
About that, but I just want to say thanks for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to the new chapter.
Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Mrs. Sullivan. And for the audience here present and those online, to sort of put a face with a name, in Mr. Bigger's report earlier, he mentioned the 99% compliance from our special education audit. and that is Mrs. Sullivan's department. So thank you, Mrs. Sullivan, again. And if you remember a few months ago, Mrs. Sullivan and her assistant, Dr. Goodine, presented to the board on our what we are doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Yes.
Okay. Usually I miss something.
I know, I wasn't with you on that one.
Item 10.01, gifts, grants, and donations. Motion and second, and then any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
It's
a three-way tie.
Rock, paper, scissors. Motion by Dr. Diller and second by
Ms. Gobbler.
Mrs. Gobbler.
Mrs. Gobbler, you can take it.
Okay. Questions, discussions, comments on item 10.01?
My only comment was Bev has been sending thank you cards even before we pull these out separately,
Great.
so she's been
Great.
sending them all along.
Right, good, perfect.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it and so moved. Section 11, policy and legislation. 11.01, review of policies with no changes, which is policy 125. Motion and second, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Diller, second by Mr. Raver. Questions or discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it and so moved. Item 11.02, retire policies. This would be policy 214.1, weighted courses. Motion and second, please.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Dr. Diller, second by Mrs. Gauss. Questions or discussions? Comments? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Item 11.03, first reading of policies. I knew you were going to give me a long list. They're listed up there.
There you go.
I'm not going to read them all unless you really, really want me to. Motion and second? These are first readings.
Move to approve.
We don't need to vote then.
You have to do first read to get to second read. Yeah, you need to vote.
Motion by Mrs. Gogler, second by Mr. Raber. Questions or discussions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it and so moved.
Point of clarification, that first reading, is that not?
It's necessary to do first reading to give opportunity for public input. The second reading, they become official.
Okay, all right.
It's a
okay.
required process that you must follow.
Okay.
Yep.
I still get confused also, Mr. Walker, so thank you for helping.
All right.
Second read is
I'm
the
in good
finish
company.
line.
Yeah, I'm in good
Just
company.
second reading is the finish line.
Okay, all right.
That would stop any board from rushing policies too quickly without input.
Okay.
It's kind of like discussing items so we decide whether we're going to discuss them again later.
Right. A little redundant, but yeah.
11.04, second reading of policies. This will be the final answers, if you will. Policy 719. Motion and second, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Diller, second by Mrs. Gogler. Questions, comments, discussions on policy 719? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. No items under safety and security. Takes us to item 13, new business discussion only. Board members, any items for this evening?
I think that we had superintendent and board goals that were made about a year ago and were going to be reviewed annually. Could Bev possibly send out a survey to see when a workshop could be held to review goals and revise them if needed, or?
please. Yes, please.
What nights of the week, maybe we can thin down this list. The Wednesday nights, I think, historically are not good nights for board members. Is that still the case?
For Carl.
Monday nights have been historically good.
Have been good.
Maybe we stick with just the Tuesday where we don't have a board meeting.
Okay.
That's true, too.
And on the fourth Thursdays, there's Career Tech and LIU, or not LIU, Franklin Learning Center that are commitments too, so.
That's just quarterly.
Yeah, Franklin Learning Center is only quarterly.
Quarterly, okay. So we'll stay away from Wednesdays, for sure. Okay. Good comment. Thank you, Mrs. Gogler. Any other items, new business?
I just wanted to say I had the opportunity to go to the grade 6 orientation at Middle School North, and I was just so impressed with how organized it was, how informative it was, how the students did the tours, and it was just a very, very welcoming environment. So thanks to all that organized that and put that together. It was extremely well done.
I'll segue off that. Dr. Diller's remark. I took the time to read the welcome letter that went out to the parents and was like, if I were a parent with a new kid to school in this district, I would like to be feeling very welcome. And when I heard all the directors talking about all the work they've done to prepare the school for this new year, it's like very impressive. And when I read the student handbook, I was most interested in the high school handbook, to be honest, and I thought it was extremely thorough. My only criticism, constructive criticism, would be there's a comment or a section on electronic devices, AKA cell phones, and it refers to the policy, the school board policy that says do and don't, and this high school guidance in that policy is like page 2 or 3. So I'm thinking, maybe if you're not all that curious, you're not even going to click on the link, so put the stuff right up front about cell phone usage, because in the high school, I think it's a problem in all schools, but particularly in high school, so I would say bring that up to the forefront so that everybody knows exactly what it is without doing too much work to get the information. But I think everybody's doing a great job making every student in this community, and by the way, when we honor the bus driver like Miss Rumbaugh, and you see the public coming out for her award, I feel more and more like this is a community. The school district is working together with all citizens to make this place a community of distinction, not only a school of distinction. So thank you, one and all.
Other board members, other items? Okay, I mentioned in my president's report, and I've mentioned it several times. I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. Maybe it's because I've spent a long time, 33, 34 years working in the private sector, which is a little different from some other sectors sometimes in certain ways. And that's when it comes to our schools of distinction of 2030. In the private sector, I call it branding. When you're doing something big, impactful, good, and a financial commitment as well, you like to brand it. You like to advertise it. I.e., all right, we're not going to put a commercial in the halftime show at the Super Bowl to advertise it, but I think it's something that could be fun for the students, the district, the staff as a whole to, tonight we got to stand in front of a banner from PSBA and we're going to hang it on the wall somewhere. That's great, but I would love to have some fancy, nice slogan, banner, whether that's a contest, project with different grade levels or whatever, that we can really, when we say schools of distinction by 2030, put something more with it. And I don't know what the board thinks about that. If it's something that you don't want to do, then I'll do my best to quit talking about it. But I think it's pretty important with what we're asking the community to do. And when it's over, it's going to be really exciting, I think. But your thoughts?
I certainly agree. I think Mr. Woodman referenced the fact that you're working on some clarification of what schools of distinction are going to mean. And so maybe we need to wait until you have more clarity to what schools of distinction are intended to mean. Is that reasonable? Or, you know, I'm certainly in support of advertising it. But
I'll talk about a conversation I just had with Mr. Bigger right before the board meeting. This type of feedback from the board is perfect for us. So as we design the process, we're going to be working, I think September 9th, we have our first work session, all-day work session where directors and some others and Mr. Bigger and I and Dr. Long are going to plan on these 5 big things. We're going to spend time on each one, where we're going to be talking about the systems, the processes, and then be taking it out to the schools where the building leadership teams will be designing their schools of distinction plans. But this is great feedback and I think something that's very doable.
And we did hold one meeting about branding already, so we are in process.
I would just, to elaborate, and it's great plan, but think about something, and even as school board members, we hear these presentations and we're like, wow, we want something that, is simple, clear, concise for everybody, every day, whether you're a student, whether you're a graduate, whether you're a parent, whether you're a grandparent, or whatever, that it just, plans, we need plans, but we don't want it to be too specific. Just catchy. I remember back 30 years ago when mission statements were the big thing. I remember the presenter that was teaching us how to do a mission statement, he always used Disney as the example. And at that time, I loved it. Disney's mission statement was families having fun. It was simple. It was like, wow, that's right. But keep it simple, but advertise it and recognize all the hard work that the administration's putting into the project, plus the hard work that the community is going to put in with their tax contributions.
I feel like the community is and will be investing in quality education in every way, shape, and form. Time, staff moving forward, schools of distinction, and finances. So we're making a big investment all around in quality education, quality public education. It's pretty short. We're investing in education.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Ed's point. I agree with all the other comments as well. And it sounds like you're in process. Maybe sometime this fall we have more of a timeline, though.
Hopefully.
Hey, we're aiming to have some of this rolled out by this month. That might help too, just so we know.
And had you mentioned before, was there something to maybe students involved, or was it artwork, or was there some sort of maybe I don't know. I don't want to get deep in the weeds on this.
This is like throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. I've mentioned it, hey, how can we have a little bit of fun with this? Or how can the students have a little bit of fun with it?
Right.
If contests, artwork contests or something. I don't know. There's people who have better ideas than I do. I'm just touching the surface.
I think that's a great idea. And the reason why I said it is obviously we've got a, I'm not going to say the phrase we said we weren't going to say about this situation anymore, but it's big work, and I think to get the students involved. I mean, sometimes it probably seems like this is more like grown-up stuff or whatever that the board and superintendent people are getting. But if we have the student body involved in it, and they understand, maybe that'll help also get parents and everybody else involved. if it's artwork or whatever, I think that's a great way to keep keep everybody involved and thinking about it to the forefront, so.
Yeah, I'm supportive of that idea. Great idea.
Okay.
I'm supportive as well.
All right, well, we'll just wait at the appropriate time to hear more from the administration, and I'll try not to mention it as often, but I can still mention it now.
Thank you.
Okay, information items 14.01 through 14.06. Mr. Hayek, did you have a question on one of those items, or was that answered?
Question was answered.
Okay.
I have two just comments from the information, if it's okay.
Yes.
One is the Franklin Learning Center. Shippensburg is going to be joining the Franklin Learning Center as a member district. And so that certainly will help spread the financial burden to one more school district, which will help us. We lose one seat, so we don't lose a whole lot. But the process for doing that will be opening bylaws of the Learning Center, getting approvals from every school district, and then the vote to Franklin Learning Center. Just want you to know that process is being started. And the second one is, last time I think we had some technology difficulty with Rodney, our new high school principal. He is here, so I do want to give him a chance if you want to say anything. We didn't hear a whole lot of anything last time, Rodney. Sorry, we heard in and out while you were traveling. So Mr. Bernice is here, and he's in the back.
Yes.
That was it. Thank you.
I'd just like to say with the Franklin County Career and Technology Center, we have hired Dr. Leslie Schuman as the director of and the administrative director. She'll be starting officially in that capacity September 1st. She's acting at this point, and that was just a mention.
Just a thought, and I don't know, Mrs. Gogler and Mr. Bigger, you can think about it. Dr. Schuman is a very dynamic leader. I was on personnel committee when we brought Dr. Schuman on as assistant director many years ago. We were all hopeful we could get to this point at that time, but boards change. But anyway, it all came to fruition, and I don't know if it would might be valuable to the board if we invited her to maybe a committee of the whole meeting and let her give a presentation. For those of you who haven't met her or listened to her, I really believe you'll be impressed.
As a matter of fact, you might be interested to listen to Mike Ross. He has a program called Mike on the Mic, and he interviewed her on what was posted today. It wasn't interviewed today, but it was on air today, and it was an excellent introduction to her. And so if you have an opportunity to listen to that, you'll learn to know a little bit about her.
She is very passionate about career technical education. It's what she's done her whole adult career.
No, not quite.
Not quite?
No.
Okay.
She taught listen to her. She'll tell you, she taught Spanish at Greencastle. She was an assistant principal at Tuscarora, and then had her taste of career tech when she was at Carlisle in their comprehensive type program that they have there.
Okay. Anything else on the information items? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned.